Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. And another heavyweight news and notes mashup video today, starting with Oleksandr Usyk, who is ruled out undisputed happening between him and Tyson Fury this year. So he's told Ukrainian media fighting Tyson Fury in December is impossible. First, I have old injuries. Second, I just don't want to box in December. I haven't left the gym for half a year. I want to be with my children, my family. Boxing can wait a little. Next year, I think it will happen. I want the WBC title. It was captured by the Gypsies, some kind of king. We don't know what Tyson has in his head. Everyone knows that this is a very crazy guy. I would really like this fight to happen next year. So Tyson Fury, he's responded to that, but I guess a couple of quick comments. So he wants to fight Tyson Fury, just not this year. He's coming off an August the 20th fight against Anthony Joshua in Saudi Arabia, and obviously training in the gym as he's cited for half a year. So let's hope that this can get made for 2023. There were some indications a few days back, Mark Kriegel of ESPN reporting that it was more likely to be happening February time-ish, 2023. But Tyson Fury, you can see here on screen, he's taken to social media, as he says, with a special message for Usyk.
Usyk, middleweight. You say you want the WBC, and it's held by gypsies. It is held by gypsies. It's held by the Gypsy King. And it's held tightly, grasped tight, and all road leads to a 7-foot behemoth that will absolutely destroy you, middleweight. Middleweight, you will get smashed to bits. You say you wanted to fight me after you beat the bodybuilder, called me out on television, and now you're being a little bitch pussy boy, running, hiding, saying you've got injuries. You ain't got no injuries, you had a sparring contest. Get out and fight in December, you let your mouth go. Now let's back it up. See if you can back it up, middleweight. Doesn't matter if it's December or April or August next year. The outcome will be the same. I will obliterate you. I'm a 7-foot, 20-stone behemoth, and I will destroy you, middleweight. Find your balls. Come see me.
And sticking with Tyson Fury, you have Mahmoud Shah calling out Fury. I'm not going to play the Shah portion of the clip because it's got a lot of music in the background, but we'll just start with Fury's response to the call out.
Diamond boy, I've got a certain little middleweight that I've got to put that fist through first. However, if he don't want no smoke, you can surely get it. Pressure will break diamonds.
So I gotta say, Tyson Fury has left the door open there, and previously when he was coming back a few years back, he had said to Shah that they could potentially have a fight, and there was a face-off that they had, what was it, 2017, 2018, something like that in an airport. But to be honest, I've got no interest in this fight, and it's going to be a hard sell. But I guess with Tyson Fury, the fact that he may have a number of months before a fight with Oleksandr Usyk, if in fact that fight can be made for undisputed, he may want to have some sort of interim fight. And is he thinking a quick tune-up with Mahmoud Shah, who, let's face it, is a complete non-factor and would have zero chance in that fight? This is a garbage fight, and no one needs to see it, and I hope that Tyson Fury doesn't take it, because if he's going to have stay busy fights, at least fight someone with a pulse, because Mahmoud Shah is just a complete non-factor. Moving on, so this is back to Oleksandr Usyk. So he's commented of Anthony Joshua's post-fight ravings after the loss that Joshua suffered in their rematch on August 20th. Usyk says, I don't hold a grudge against him. He was upset. I'd be upset if I lost twice. Joshua has potential to grow. He needs to get some people away from him because he has a lot of freeloaders. Joshua is a handsome man. Well done. Well, the last part probably a little bit unnecessary, but Joshua does have a big entourage, and I guess the question is, Joshua's had the setup, it's been all his own way, he's insulated himself and surrounded himself with what a lot of people call yes men. I know Robert Garcia recently has commented, look, come out to my gym, fight. You certainly wouldn't have all those hangers on that would be allowed in the gym, I don't believe. So we'll have to see what Joshua does, but I mean, Joshua's pretty headstrong as well. He will probably justify all the people that are around him, some of which have been with him pretty much from the beginning, but make of it what you will. But Deontay Wilder's co-manager, Shelley Finkel, is open to a potential fight between Wilder and Anthony Joshua. So the Sun has spoken to Shelley Finkel, and the headline here, we're open. Deontay Wilder's manager hails gutsy Anthony Joshua and leaves the door open for future talks with Eddie Hearn over fight. Given the previous acrimony, I'm not holding my breath or anything like that. But you have Finkel saying he was gutsy to go right back into the fight when he clearly lost the first one. But it really depends mentally what Joshua feels he needs. If he needs to take a break and take a fight as a comeback fight, or if he feels the real redemption is with Deontay, we're open to it. Andy Ruiz Jr. So a couple of comments from him and Luis Ortiz ahead of their fight. So Ruiz Jr. says, I feel great. It means so much to me to be fighting in Los Angeles in front of all my fans and supporters. I'm just ready to go. Everyone here today and everyone who supports me are my motivation to keep going. If this ends in a knockout, it ends in a knockout. My only goal is to be victorious. I'm in shape to go 12 hard rounds. We're going to go in there and leave it all in the ring. I'm proof that anything is possible if you work hard and stay disciplined. The main thing right now is just accomplishing our Sunday night and leave the ring with my hand raised. Some slight irony there with some of the comments around the discipline, because obviously he dropped off pretty quickly after winning the belts. That was because of a lack of discipline, and Ruiz Jr. noted through his career as not being dedicated to his training as much as he could be. Luis Ortiz, he says, you're going to see a war on Sunday night. So this is Sunday night in the United States. This is a venue that lends itself to great fights, and this matchup with Ruiz is going to be another one to add to the history. I've said it once and I'll say it again, this fight is not going to go the distance. I hope all the Cuban and Mexican fans who are coming out are ready for something special, because it's coming Saturday night. Training camp has been perfect and we couldn't be more ready for this clash. I know Andy Ruiz Jr. is going to bring everything. That's what I want. I want to beat the best version of Andy Ruiz Jr. Some other fight week comments, we're not going to go through all the quotes, but just these headlined ones. If you look for the knockout, you'll make mistakes and pay the price. That's what we'll be waiting for. That's Ruiz Jr. Luis Ortiz says, either he knocks me out or I knock him out. One of us is going down, and I'm making sure it's Andy. That's Luis Ortiz. The Uzbekistan heavyweight Bakhodir Jalolov, the 2021 Olympic gold medalist, he has been announced as returning on a card in Liverpool in the United Kingdom in October, and this is a show to be held by Probellum. And actually, I have to say, something with this promo poster, the proportions or something, because we all know Bakhodir Jalolov is massive, but it looks like they've stuck his head in a smaller man's body when you sort of line them up. I don't know. Something about it doesn't work. But I guess the upshot is Bakhodir Jalolov at Liverpool, and this is no date from the press release that I can see. No opponent yet, so Peter McGrail going to be on that card. Jalolov co-main event, I guess, or somewhere on the card at least. It'll be interesting to see who they can match him with. Will they get anyone half decent? Jalolov obviously is about 10-11-0 at this point. Recently beat Kamil Sokolowski. He's ready for some incremental step-ups. We'll have to see what they can provide for him. And speaking of Kamil Sokolowski, so he has fought to a split decision draw with Marcin Siwy in Poland. So I haven't caught the full fight, but scorecards 76 apiece, 77-75, 75-77. Split decision draw there. Haven't seen the full fight, so I don't know if Sokolowski was unlucky there. But as you may have noted ahead of the fight, I'd said that Sokolowski was a real threat in this fight to actually upset the bloated record that Marcin Siwy has. What is it, 22-0, whatever it is, 24-0. So I think Marcin Siwy, his level is starting to show, because Sokolowski is a guy that's a gatekeeper generally for lesser seasoned prospects. And I know some people sort of rate him maybe top 30, top 40, but reality is most of his best wins have been against guys that have just turned over. So Marcin Siwy, his prospects going forward after getting a draw with Sokolowski doesn't look good. I mean, perhaps they will do a rematch, run it back, who knows. Joey Dawejko, so he's returned to the ring, ending his retirement, and returned in Philadelphia this week. And you can see here on screen, so this is a clip that was posted on Facebook, fighting Mike Marshall. 2 knockdowns in this fight. A left hook drops Marshall there, and then it's off, waved off after Marshall. And see, the thing is, I actually went back a couple of times because I was looking at this and was like, was he starting to go down before he was hit? I don't know. It just, something didn't look right about it. But you tell me what you think. But anyway, good to see Joey Dawejko back in action. His retirement is over now. Gets the win here. 2 knockdowns and the stoppage in the 4th round. Matty Harris, the 6'8" British prospect, is set to return on the Eubank Jr. and Ben undercard. Matty Harris's fight announcement, not much more needs to be said. Can't wait to be out on such a big show. Big thanks to a whole bunch of promoters, broadcasters, etc. Dakari Scott, who's coming off a loss to Jonathan Goudry, which was on the Dubois and Bryan undercard. He's set to return to action October the 15th in Atlanta. So we'll have to see who he's matched with. I think given that was a pretty tough fight, he took a lot of punishment in basically an all-out war with Goudry, that ultimately he got worn down and taken out. Probably the matchmaking won't be so tough, but we shall see. Also, Adam Kownacki posting a somewhat curious post saying, my story just gets better when you get to the end. So when I'm at my worst, I know it's not the end. I came from the dirt, made the cut, and blew. So when you put me in that right light, what I do. I'm thinking maybe that's from a song, but in terms of the context of his career, I don't know if the story is going to get better. He has said that at least one more fight he wants to go out on a winning ways. He doesn't want to sort of retire now and have 3 losses on the bounce. 2 to Helenius and then Ali Aaron Demirezhin last time out. So someone's probably going to say that's a verse from some song, so let me know. I'm not even going to Google it. Don't care enough for that. In rounding out this heavyweight news and notes mashup video, and I wanted to mark this because it's notable, the hard-hitting Earnie Shavers, who I think was a bit underrated and certainly a devastating puncher, he passed away this week. He was 78. So R.I.P. Earnie Shavers. What do you make of it all? Drop a comment, loud and often, hit like, hit subscribe, follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.